right. The attendee list seems to have leveled off. Once again, I'm Ken Kilber, Director of Training and Client Business Support for eTruckBiz. I want to thank everybody for joining us today, as I know we are rapidly approaching peak, and we are sure working diligently to fine-tune our operations and build the team for a successful peak. So thank you for joining us. I'll turn this over to Jeff Walzak for the weekly update.
Thank you very much. And as always, we need to remind you that eTruckBiz is not endorsed, sponsored, or anything else by FedEx Corporation. And before we get into it today, Becca has a question for you.
Thank you very much. So I think I already know the answer to this question, but let me ask you, have you ever encountered any financial difficulties running your business? This typically happens due to less than efficient operational and administrative practices, which is only getting tougher from the added complexity of Network 2.0. We understand. So I talk to service providers from all over the country every day, and there seems to be a common issue among the majority of SPs that I at least get to talk to. We hear you, we understand, and we can fix this. We can do this by our business growth and support system. We have 3 different programs that are tailored to help with different areas of your business. We have Budget IQ to track expenses and boost profits in real time. We have the Performance IQ program. This is a proactive support for operational success. And then Admin IQ to eliminate that non-revenue producing tasks that take up so much of your time. All of the programs come with our business operations support software, and this will help you along the way, give you the tools needed. So how to get it? Your first step would be to create a business blueprint. This is a $495 value. We're offering it completely free right now. So what we would do then is create a business analysis, gathering some information from you, and then we take that data to implement the systems and then finally get the results that you need and want for your business. There are 2 paths forward: investor or operator. If you take action today to become an investor, or you can wait and remain an operator, honestly, the choice is yours. If you have any questions, feel free to scan this QR code. It will ask you to fill out a quick form, and then I know to reach out to you, or you can always email me at becca@etruckbiz.com, and I will be sure to get back to you.
Okay, so this week's poll question, Mason.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and do a poll. We had a question for you guys. We wanted to kind of get the juices flowing here before we get going. So I'm going to go ahead and launch it. It should be showing up on your screen here. So your options are, so our question is, as a FedEx contractor, which area do you need to strengthen most before you feel ready to bid on an open CSA? So if you were potentially thinking about expanding into other areas, what are a couple of key areas you feel like you would need to strengthen in order to do that? So this is multiple choice. You have 4 options here. So if you can pick more than one. So feel free, go ahead and feel free to answer those questions here real quick. We'll leave it open for about a minute or so.
Okay, so I guess at the end, we can go through the results.
Mhm.
All right, more answers. Keep answering. Don't make me call on you.
Someone did ask if you could repeat the question.
Oh,
Yeah, so the question, it should be showing up on your screen here, but the question is, as a FedEx contractor, which area do you need to strengthen most before you'd feel ready to bid on an open CSA? Your options are demonstrating stronger leadership and operational control, providing financial competency, and having scalable systems, deepening your understanding of the Network 2.0 model, or we're already prepared and actively looking for opportunities. Okay, here in a couple of seconds, we're going to go ahead and end the poll, and then we'll get going.
so let's look at as we always do every week, let's look at the volume last week. Everybody wants to know what's going on. Look at those pickup stops, back to trend, up a little bit. That's good, but not peak yet. Pickup packages, though, definitely not peak, but showing positive movement up. That's good. Now, the delivery volume, this is where you're really going to see it, of course. Look at that. The trend, again, not peak, but it's going to take a turn for the better. Right there, right? Actually, the packages are a little stronger than the stops. This is another sign of peak. That's good. There's the productivity there, Ken.
Moving in the right direction. We like that. Let's get back to that century mark, but definitely moving in the right direction there.
Good. All right. So will peak deliver any opportunities other than volume and possible contingency situations? Those of you that have been around a while know what we're going to talk about here, but it happens every year. But anyway, how to position yourself for an open CSA. Peak is critical for FedEx contractors in many ways, but there's one aspect to the business that may not be obvious. Poor service performance during peak season can lead to contract non-renewal or termination for some unfortunate contractors. This then creates valuable opportunities for current FedEx SPs who are in good standing with the company and who can demonstrate they are ready to grow. Acquiring an open CSA is a great way for FedEx contractors to build their income and grow their overall business value. So FedEx is looking for reliable, professional contractors who can quickly stabilize underperforming CSAs. And they're looking for your ability to do that, not just be the lowest bidder. Your reputation as a contractor is very important. Avoid being difficult, complaining often, or causing major disruptions. To be a successful candidate, you need to demonstrate excellence in 3 key areas: strong leadership skills, financial competency, and a deep understanding of FedEx's Network 2.0 strategy. FedEx wants contractor partners who can be low maintenance and help improve performance in challenging areas. As a leader, your past performance is a strong indicator of how you'll handle more responsibility for FedEx. Having drivers in complete, proper uniforms demonstrates discipline, respect for the brand, and a professional mindset. Consistent punctuality from your drivers from your team signals reliability and a well-managed operation. Maintaining excellent inbound and time-definite service metrics builds trust in your ability to deliver for customers. Terminal management should be able to trust your team to operate autonomously without needing constant oversight. This builds confidence in your leadership ability. They will also look for financial competency. Well-kept driver uniforms. There's a lot to be said. Are your guys in uniforms? Or do they do what they want to do? Right? That you can tell right there, Ken. Bob, if a guy lets his drivers wear whatever they want, what does that tell you?
They're going to do whatever they want on the road.
And whatever they want to your $70,000 truck, and whatever they want to the customers, and on and on and on. So anyways, yes.
Hey, yeah, we do on-site visits, and we see it everywhere. There's always someone that's leaving without a uniform on. The biggest thing, just do audits. Open up your reader, and when you're looking at your reader doing the coaching, do they have their uniform on? Take a picture, send it to them, or talk to them the next morning. Where's your uniform? Why not?
Well,
I don't have it. Well, you got to let me know.
Hey, Bob, what if they threaten to quit if they can't wear their Bob Teal t-shirt?
Find
Everybody
someone
wants to wear
replace
that.
them.
What?
Everybody wants to wear the Bob Teal t-shirt, but
I know, but who's calling the
If they don't
shots?
want to wear their t-shirt, chances are they are the ones pulling on your shirt tails every morning, complaining about this, that, or the other, and they want to be done by 1 o'clock, and they're only doing their area. You need team players. I don't care if they're the best driver, they're the best productivity. They're not the best people for you, though.
Right.
I'd much rather hire 2 or 3 people, get them trained up correctly, than to have one person disrupting the whole entire team.
So what you're saying is who's calling the shots? If your driver,
Exactly.
who's in charge? The drivers? You can tell. Anyways, well-kept driver uniforms, properly maintained trucks, minimal rentals, and duplicatable systems all show you have the processes and discipline to manage your finances effectively. These factors give FedEx confidence you can take on a new CSA without compromising your existing operation. The modern logistics landscape is rapidly evolving, and FedEx expects partners to adapt and master the principles of Network 2.0. Of course, service is the key. It's all about service, and you must first show them that you and your operation can handle the new service requirements of 2.0. Flexible staffing is crucial. And can you mix full-time and part-time drivers to seamlessly adapt to fluctuating operational demand? Time-definite service is a relentless focus. Gotta make it happen.
Can I add something to this, Jeff?
Yes.
Just a couple weeks ago, we had a customer that was struggling on here and then got involved in our programs, showed tremendous progress. Well, the last piece to the puzzle was the Network 2.0, getting the 1030s delivered, getting the noon delivered on Saturday. They've moved, but FedEx was still holding their feet to the fire because they needed to get to 98.5% on the time definite stuff. Everything else was great. They still needed to get to 98.5. Glad to say they hit that goal last week, but FedEx was not letting up on the 98.5 service on the Network 2.0, the time definite stops. Okay.
Yes, sir. You also need agility to respond quickly to same-day on-call pickup services. Can you see the importance of having the eTruckBiz business growth and support system to back you up so you can focus on the things that produce service and income? So at this point, if you've shown FedEx some signs that you are capable, worthy, deserving of a possible open CSA, what does the process look like to get there? So if Carrie's on here, maybe she can tell us a little about the process. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Everything up until this point, and I'm not sure if, the worthiness really plays into it, because I think you can bid on whatever CSA you want. But in the process that FedEx is looking for someone to take over an open CSA, there's a lot more to it than just picking a MESO offer when it comes to the negotiating process. So first of all, you need to take seriously the request for information. Do your homework. If it's a CSA in an area you're familiar with, then do your homework. Make sure you do submit the RFI. FedEx does invite qualified contractors to present their credentials, whatever their performance metrics are, their leadership, their financial stability. And as you know, most of the open CSAs, they're open for a reason. There's a problem going on. So how are you going to fix that problem? What capabilities do you have to make sure that this open CSA is going to run smoothly? There's an invitation to bid. So from accepted RFIs, FedEx then asks only selected contractors to submit a formal bid on the area. So this will happen with the MESO process. Now, what I want to understand is a lot of contractors, when they look at these open CSAs, they think they're forced into picking one of the MESOs because they're up against others that are doing the same thing, that have been made the same offers for this open CSA. And I'm here to tell you that is very untrue. Again, you have to do your homework. You have to make sure you understand that the offers either do or do not support being able to run that CSA effectively, efficiently, making sure that you're able to obtain the service standards that FedEx is requiring. So sometimes that does mean you need more money to do so. So in that case, we do offer our negotiation services, and you will not get thrown out of the mix if you choose to negotiate a contract for one of these open areas instead of picking a MESO. In fact, like Jeff said, they look at other factors. They look at what is your metal status, how are you operating your current CSAs, what do you have to offer for this one, that you're bidding on. So there's a lot of factors to take into consideration here. After you submit your bid, you present a clear plan for turning this CSA around. Again, there's something wrong with it. There's a reason why it is open. So your reputation and strategic approach does matter as much as the numbers matter. So it's not just about the lowest cost. FedEx is looking for the best overall fit for the situation. That is very important to remember.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So if you think you want to grow your business through acquiring open CSAs, it's time to prepare your business for growth today. There's basically a blueprint or a way to do this, so we can help you if that's what you want to do. So Ken, let's see if we have any questions out there.
It does not look like we have any questions, but just to add something there, if you do negotiate and you do get and you choose not to accept one of their offers, it doesn't mean that you can't get offered a different CSA in that same facility down the road. We actually had a customer not too long ago out of the Midwest, turned one down in a facility just because financially he didn't think it made sense. 2 months later, they came back with another opportunity out of the same building because they want this guy to be a CSP in that building because he's an excellent service provider in 3 other buildings. And I think he went ahead and negotiated that one, and I don't know if it's been awarded yet. So there are bad opportunities out there, or just opportunities that will not work for you. So, but don't be afraid to say, no, this one won't work. But at the same time, continue to look for other opportunities. Bob pointed out that right now there's 28 opportunities available across the country. Guess how many there'll probably be after peak? I'm going with maybe 56. I'll double that number just because that's going to happen, because unfortunately, not all service providers are prepared for peak and will fail during peak. Hopefully we've given you a blueprint for success, and I firmly believe that our systems and processes are a blueprint for success, as a couple of our guests over the past few weeks have testified to that. Jeff?
Sometimes they don't even post them on Build the Ground Biz. I mean, they're supposed to, but sometimes they don't. So, and it's not just a whole CSA too. Sometimes you can get a little piece of some other one that failed. There's just all different kinds of situations, right? The question is, do you want to get some of that free stuff? Everybody likes free stuff. So there you go. There's some free stuff.
Free is good, but free can be dangerous. Be prepared for it. As Carrie stressed, do your research. If you're not familiar with the area, give us a call. We've been in many, many facilities over the last few years, and there are certain facilities I might tell you to avoid. There's certain opportunities that I would say jump on as soon as you can. So would definitely be smart about it, be prudent about it, do your homework, because some free stuff is very good and can be very profitable for you. We got a chat here.
That's true.
There are so many open CSAs that are not advertised.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah, that is correct. Believe me, in that situation, the senior manager wants to go with somebody he's comfortable with. I think Jeff pointed out, are you argumentative in the building? Or, that stuff gets around. If the regional director knows your name and you've never talked to him, that's not a good sign. I think Jeff Foxworthy said, here's your sign. So don't, but if you are easy to work with, been willing to help out within the building, guess what? And then that director knows your name. That's probably a good thing at that point. And they are going to be calling you. They will be asking you to expand. They will be asking you to do very profitable contingency work. And sometimes, a lot of times, the contingency work does turn into these open, the unadvertised CSAs because, oh, you've been doing contingency in this. You've done a great job. Thank you very much. Here's your CSA. And I think we've had John Speed on here before. He's received one of those very profitable CSAs that he did contingency in a very difficult building that 3 years ago I would have said don't touch that building with a 12-foot pole. Today, if there's an open CSA in that building, I'd probably tell you to go take it. So
Do you have, can we put the poll back up here somehow?
Yep, let me put him back up. We did have one person in the chat say that he was already prepared.
outstanding.
Let me pull up the poll here. There you go.
Okay, it says, as a first, what do you, having scalable systems. That's right, guys. That's a big, big factor for sure. So proving financial competency and having scalable systems was the can you see?
We could see it.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right, good.
And eTruckBiz has a solution for that.
We sure do. And
So-
many folks are taking advantage of it too. So, okay. That is all, Mr. Ken.
Excellent. So we appreciate the feedback on that, and hopefully that there is value in these sessions to help you realize what I need to do. As Mr. MAT says, he's ready for it. So we will be back here next Tuesday. Hopefully we see the volume continue to rise. Might get a little flat from day to day, but be prepared for the spikes. I think this is the last week of the Schedule K if you signed it on time, but continue to train the drivers, continue to offer day off to your existing horses if they need it, and so you can maintain that productivity. I'd like to see that stops per dispatch back over the 100 mark, which I know we can do and have demonstrated we can do. So if there are no other questions and we do not talk to you before next Tuesday, please have a safe and profitable week. Thank you very much.